Well, I don't want to, like, throw anyone under the bus or anything. But I swear to God, if you eat all of the M&Ms, I am not compromising with you. I'm going to be a little upsetty spaghetti.
Compromise is more of a... I don't know how to answer this question. Okay, we're going to beat those out, though.
Hello, I'm Brian.
And I'm Shannon.
And together we make
A load of BS.
your weekly dose of relationship advice.
With a healthy side of venting and stuff.
And plenty of other nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think every week we're getting better and better at doing the intro. This is episode 2.
It is episode 2. I'm so sorry I still don't have it memorized.
I don't have it. For those of you who are curious, I actually have it on a sticky note because neither of us have it memorized.
Oops.
It's going back in the notebook. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
A lot better.
Looking fine. Feeling sublime.
I'm always feeling sublime with you.
Yeah.
You're my princess.
You're my prince.
So, what is this?
This is another dose of relationship advice and other stuff.
Brought to you by us. We spent 5 years long distance, and now here we are giving relationship advice to couples who are struggling. What's this week's episode about?
Compromise.
Yeah. I wanted it to be about dinosaurs, and Shannon wanted it to be about some weird relationship stuff, and so we
could have done
a
dinosaurs.
Compromise. we did a compromise. To talk about compromise.
I would have been down for dinosaurs, though. I don't know anything about them, really. But
I know they look sick as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this week is about compromise. And to start us off, I have a little quote here that I want to read you, okay?
Okay.
Real love prefers compromise over conflict because it understands that the end goal is peace.
Wow.
Thoughts? Feelings?
Love that.
Love you.
I love
But
loved it.
You loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that really speaks volumes.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to start us off with the relationship portion. We have, just like last week, we have a little bowl filled with questions about compromising within a relationship. And just like the quote said, compromise is typically better than a conflict, right?
Yeah.
Typically.
Typically?
Yeah. There's a few times where you might want to have a conflict.
When?
Well, I don't want to, like, throw anyone under the bus or anything. But I swear to God, if you eat all of the M&Ms, I am not compromising with you. I'm going to be a little upsetty spaghetti.
Well, if compromise. If I eat the M&Ms, you can have all of the Reese's peanut butter cups.
I feel like this podcast is definitely going to be a weird energy. I'm bringing weird energy today.
You're bringing weird energy?
I'm going to bring weird energy to the pod
Okay.
today. It is... We typically record these things on Sunday mornings, late mornings, and we can't do that this week because of a scheduling conflict. And so we are filming right now on a Friday night at 8 o'clock at night.
8:30 p.m.
We had work, we had like a workout, we had dinner, we had dessert. We've already decompressed for the night. I'm not sleepy tired, but I'm like a little lower energy than I normally would be compared to like a morning on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So weird vibes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to start us off with a question, or do you want me to go?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do it. Why not?
You got
Let's
this.
get is this one question?
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, compromise versus sacrifice. Understanding the difference and maintaining boundaries in a relation.
There is a difference between sacrifice and compromise. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to do one, and other times you might have to do another, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you want to elaborate about that?
Yeah. I would say that compromise is more of a I don't know how to answer this question. I'm so sorry. I was so out of it right now.
I'm sorry. I would say that one of the main differences between compromise and sacrifice is that sometimes you're going to hit a wall where your partner has a boundary that they're unwilling or incapable of compromising that you want to. Like a really good example, a perfect example would be if Shannon and I were to go out and we're going out for drinks and the bartender makes us a drink, like a perfect pina colada with the perfect best pineapple juice in the entire world. No matter how perfect that pina colada is, Shannon will not drink it because you're incapable of drinking it.
I can't drink it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I have an allergic reaction
to pineapple. Yeah. And so that's something that Shannon just can't do. And so she's going to sacrifice not having that because she's incapable of it. Sometimes it might be like a physical sacrifice like that. And other times it just might be a personal boundary.
Yeah.
So for instance, really great example. I had a girlfriend in college. I'm not going to name her name. You know who it is. But she was kosher because she was Jewish. And so that kind of restricted both of our diets. Like, I was not able to have non-kosher food if we were to go out to eat because she was eating kosher and it can't be prepared in a non-kosher kitchen. And that was a sacrifice that I was willing to make to be in that relationship at the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just might have to make sacrifices. Whereas a compromise is both parties making a minor sacrifice so that way they could succeed. Do you have anything else you would like to say about it?
I think you got it perfectly. Yeah, I think you sacrificed eating more Reese's peanut butter tonight.
That's true.
Than peanut M&Ms. So that I could have more peanut M&Ms. And
This one.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
What's that one?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Compromising on finances and budgeting together as a couple.
Yeah, that's important. What are you doing with that?
This is
Babe. Yeah, so when you get married, finances typically seem to become more joint. And coming up with a plan on how payments need to be made, who's gonna buy what, and having a strategic plan is incredibly important for your just well-being, welfare. And sometimes, but I mean, even no matter how good your plan is, of course, there's always going to be those times where maybe like one of us is going to have to pay for something that typically we wouldn't normally pay for. It either just for, I don't know, say coffee. You know, I wanted to get you coffee the other day. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's super important to have that plan, but also know that it's okay to stray off of it every now and then if you need to.
I would agree with that. I want you to remember that, okay? The next time we go out for coffee, that it's okay to stray off the plan. Even if you plan on getting me coffee, sometimes you gotta stray off that plan. And sometimes you just gotta let me pay for your coffee.
But I want to treat you out.
Oh. Well, thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Of course.
You want to grab the next question?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so out of it right now.
Dude, don't worry about it. It's like 8:30 at night, bruh.
We typically go to bed really early. Maybe we should tell our viewers that.
Yeah. Typically, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're in bed decompressing with YouTube.
How to negotiate and find common ground with your partner.
It's simple. You don't. Next question.
No.
The short answer is you don't find common ground, okay? You find a person that shares your common ground.
Yeah.
End of story.
I mean...
Going back to what I said earlier about some couples have boundaries, some people have boundaries. I love Shannon. She's my wife. I'm married to her. One of the things that the two of us will never have common ground on, in something that's like a non-starter boundary of hers. She cannot fucking stand horror movies. Horror anything, actually. TV shows or movies or anything like dark or scary.
The jump scares are the problem.
Yeah, it's also like...
But there was that one that we watched the other night.
It's the jump scares, but also like the gore. You don't like the gore.
No.
Yeah.
Not crazy gore.
Yeah. And so it's like finding common ground with that is kind of like finding the menu, because that was I feel like that was a perfect horror movie for us, because it had everything I like about horror, like the suspense, the thrilling nature, but like it didn't have any jump scares, which
it didn't.
You preferred, and it didn't have any gore.
I mean, it had a little bit, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was tiny compared to most other ones.
There are some movies I've tried to put on that I know have zero jump scares, and you've just been like, no.
Okay, well, when the title is like, I don't know, it. I'm sorry, I don't want to watch it.
You don't want to watch the horror clown?
No.
Okay. But no, going back to that, things like that, you kind of have to find common ground like that. And then other times you kind of just have to find your own space and your own time. And everyone needs their own space every now and then. And I have learned to watch horror movies in my own time. Shannon has learned to get her nails done on her own time. And yeah. You find common ground like that?
I'm still gonna get you to that nail salon.
Definitely
You would
not.
like the massages. Comment down below if you think that Brian should go to a nail salon with me.
Next question.
Oh!
Compromising on intimacy and physical affection in a relationship. Compromising on intimacy and physical affection. This question is getting it on.
Oh.
If you know what it means.
Yeah. Well, I imagine in any relationship you both have ideas of how intimate you both like to get and how often. And one person might want to do it more than the other. So finding other possibilities for the one person who, and compromising with those other possibilities so that you both get the exact amount that you want. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, what I'm saying.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And something that I would add is that, like, the best thing when it comes to physical intimacy and being physically affectionate with your significant other, imagine if someone was like pushing a physical boundary with you. In your mind, that's going to feel really uncomfortable and you're not going to enjoy it at all. And so you got to think, okay, well, if I'm not going to enjoy someone pushing my boundary like that, I want to make sure that I'm not pushing anyone's boundary like that. And so the most important thing that you could ever do is be open and honest and communicate how you're feeling and what you're feeling with your significant other. And because at the end of the day, if it's not right for one of you, then it's not right for both of you.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say.
Yes. Consent.
Yeah. Not to get like too overly personal, but I will say that when Shannon and I first started dating, we took a little bit of a slower approach getting physically intimate. But at the end of the day, I feel like it was right for both of us. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I think a lot of that had to do with the distance.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, that's true.
Next question.
We totally fucked.
Wow, honey. Okay. If my parents are watching this, I'm sorry.
Are they? I'll bleep it out.
Okay.
Or will I?
I don't know.
I actually have no idea. And your parents don't even know we're doing this.
Yet.
All right.
Okay. Identifying non-negotiables in a relationship and learning to compromise on the rest. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay.
Identifying non-negotiables.
Yeah. Okay. I've talked a lot about Shannon's boundaries, like the physical boundary of no pineapples and like the emotional boundary of like horror and stuff. Like a non-negotiable for me is whoever I'm with has to have like a little bit more of a sense of humor. And a lot of people say that like, oh, they gotta get my jokes and stuff. But like my sense of humor is I tease a lot. And so whoever I'm with needs to understand that that's like joking around and like a light hazing to me, it's not something that I do. It's a part of who I am. And so whoever I'm with, like that's a non-negotiable for me. They have to be able to take it really well and they also have to give it back. So for instance, right now at this very moment, I could look at Shannon and I could say that she's the most beautiful, wonderful woman in the world and I love her with all my heart. And in full sincerity, I could call her a and then Shannon's gonna call me.
Camera?
What?
I'd call him.
You see, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna beat those out though.
Okay, it's gonna sound even funnier. But my point is that like, for me, a non-negotiable is that type of humor of like poking, prodding, and like light making fun of. And just an outsider looking in, that might look like kind of being a bully. But at the same time, it's like, I want that type of humor to be directed at me as well.
Yeah. It's all like it's jokes. It's it's none of it is serious.
Except the parts that are serious.
Yeah. No, I would never call you or anyone that seriously. What? It would be rude.
It would be. I'm a very rude person, though. All right.
No.
Did you have anything that you would like to add in terms of non-negotiables?
No. I would say that you're underemphasizing how important humor is, though, to you. I learned that very quickly. I think also another one for you is interrupting.
Yeah, that's not just like a relationship thing. That's like an interpersonal communication pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand when people interrupt me. My coworkers do it all the time.
I know, honey.
Drives me off the wall.
That's okay.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a drama queen. I am a drama queen, but I'm not just saying that because I'm a drama queen.
You are a drama queen. But you're so cute.
Oh, thanks, baby. Number 4. Resolving conflicts through compromise and active listening.
Yes. That's very important.
How important?
Huh?
How important?
Incredibly important. Because, I mean, that's how you work through your problems.
Yeah.
To be completely honest.
Can you give me an example of a problem that we've resolved through active listening and compromise?
Yes.
Okay.
We did this evening. About... Now, this is a very tired Brian and Shannon compromise. But can be. But also it happens quite often with what one of us wants to watch is finding a medium, like just in between, where maybe he'll want like some sort of gore, and then I'll want like a rom-com, so then we'll find some weird super corny mystery.
Or some days we'll have like a horror, and then other days we'll have a rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other days we'll just have Harry Potter binge.
Yeah. You're on the 3rd?
I have a lot to say once we get to the consumption corner.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll get there.
Okay.
Finding balance between individual needs and relationship goals.
Individual needs versus relationship goals. There is a balance. We've talked about this previously where I'm training right now for a really big running event where that takes up a lot of my time. And that's like an individual need of mine. And it kind of has gotten in the way of like spending some quality time on the weekends. Like I'll go out on the trail and I'll be gone for 4 or 5 hours running.
Yeah.
And it's not like a huge burden because I get to spend so much more time with you like the rest of the week and during the weekend. But at the same time, it's like it's a decent chunk.
Yeah.
I feel like
It means a lot to you, though.
yeah, and I appreciate the fact that you're supporting me, and I love that.
Always.
Thank you. And also the fact that that has like a finish line. There is a time on the calendar that we could point to and say, okay, at this date, at this time, I'm going to be done long run training.
June 10th.
And that makes it easier.
Yeah.
That definitely makes it easier. I feel like just budgeting out your time throughout the day and being open and honest with your partner helps. For instance, I like spending time alone, but I'll spend time alone. But as soon as Shannon walks through the door, like, okay, it's time to spend time together.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree with that. And you're an incredible runner, and I know that it's something that you're super passionate about, and so I'm so excited for you.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Yeah.
I'm your little trail bunny.
Yeah, you are. When this rain stops, then you'll be able to get back. Oh, wait, was it my turn?
Either way, we're partners. We'll compromise.
Boundaries of compromise. Learning to say no and respecting each other's limitations. I feel like we already talked about that.
I feel like, yeah. I feel like when dealing with a lot of relationship stuff and in general life advice, there's a lot of stuff that blends together. Like last week we talked about communication and we brought up compromise, and this week we're talking about compromise and we brought up communication. Just being open and honest with your partner and understanding where they're coming from. There are some times where it can be hard when two partners hit like a roadblock. Like what would be a good piece of advice if one person wanted kids and another person didn't?
Oh.
Other than yeah, exactly.
You should probably reassess whether or not you should be with that person, because that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like you should know if you want this to be serious going in. I know it might be early, but that's a huge topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Because if one of you wants it and the other doesn't, and you're entering into a marriage, I don't want to say divorce, but it is one of those possibilities.
And that's not even like the worst deal breaker that I can think of. Like, what if your partner started like supporting the 49ers as a team? That's way worse.
But I do.
I know. And I'm living through a hell. Hashtag go Yankees.
What?
Sports ball.
Oh.
I don't know football teams or soccer teams. I just hope both teams have fun.
Next question.
Oh man, we're gonna have a lot of Angry comments about that one.
I know.
Okay.
Getting people heated.
This question is actually kind of dumb. The importance of compromise in a relationship. I feel like if you want a good
Okay.
answer for that, just
go back.
Go back to the rest of the podcast that we've been talking about. Jesus Christ.
Next question.
To be fair, that one was supposed to be the first question.
Was it really? Oops. Sorry.
Well, no, like, they're supposed to be numbered 1 through 10, but, like, I put them in the bowl because I thought it'd be a little bit more fun to mix them up.
Mix them up.
Yeah.
Get crazy.
Yeah.
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 We went over this, but
What is it?
sharing responsibilities and delegating tasks in a relationship.
I feel like you know what? I'm not going to give advice for this question. Instead, I'm going to brag, okay? I feel like we do such an amazing job at that. Because anytime there's something comes up, it's either perfectly suited for you, or it's perfectly suited for me, or we both just do it together.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I hate doing the dishes, but Shannon does them pretty much every day. On the other hand, Shannon...
He also hates doing the bathroom, so I do that too.
Yeah. But on the other hand, Shannon doesn't like doing the garbage, and I do that. Not every day, but most days.
Yeah.
And Shannon really doesn't like carrying all the loads of wash for laundry. And so I do that. And then, neither of us particularly like doing the floors, but we do them together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to brag that, like, we do a really good job at compromising on responsibilities and stuff. I don't want to say that we're better than people. But we're better than most people. I mean, we're better than most.
Honey!
I could say that with full confidence. I've met a lot of people, okay? I would say Shannon's better than most of them.
Back in my day, I met a lot of people. I was feeling Forrest Gump for like a second and then realized that's not Forrest Gump.
Overcoming challenges and differences in communication styles. That's something that I feel like you had to deal with a lot more of. Overcoming challenges in communication styles.
Yeah.
Because the issue that I realize, I'm very self-aware about this, but I'm a very hard person to deal with and communicate with. Because everything out of my fucking mouth sounds like a goddamn joke.
It can be every now and then. But it's cute.
Thanks, babe.
I would say that when you get stressed or frustrated, it's harder to communicate with you.
And
because you do shut down a little bit. But that's okay, because we figured it out.
Yeah. And even when I do shut down, like...
Eventually you'll open back up.
But even when I do shut down, I'll still, like, find some way to make it a joke.
I know. Well, that's your coping mechanism.
Laughing through the pain. Oh, is this the last one?
That's the last one, baby.
Oh, and this is number 10, too. So it's perfect.
Oh.
Balancing quality time together and maintaining individual hobbies and interests. I
feel like we touched on that.
We touched on this a lot, but I feel like a really good piece of advice is applicable in any interpersonal relationship, whether it's friends, family, or significant others. And that is active listening and being an ear for your friends, family, and significant others. There's going to be a lot of stuff that... There's going to be a lot of interests that you have with your partner. And at the same time, there's going to be a lot of interests that you and your partner will never, ever, ever have a shared common interest in this.
Yeah.
However, that said though, it's good to learn about those interests, not only for the sake of your partner, but also so that way you can like be there to support your partner. For instance, Shannon has this hobby and it's one of the most boring hobbies in the entire world, and I have no clue why she's interested in it at all. But she does this thing called CrossFit. And so
It's not boring.
being a supportive being a supportive significant other, I've had to learn a lot of weird lingo words that make zero sense, like AMRAP or superset, imam. Yeah, like in a lot of communities and hobbies, like they have their own vocabulary and language of made up bullshit words. CrossFit is no different. They have all that too. So learning a little bit about the vocab and the culture in those communities that your partner is a part of makes it so much easier, because I'm not interested in CrossFit at all, but I am interested in Shannon. And so when she comes home, I want to know, hey, how was your adventure today going to your CrossFit class? What happened? You know? Because even though I'm not interested in her hobby, because it's the most boring fucking bullshitter thing in the entire world, I'm interested in her because I love her.
Wow. Truth is coming out.
I'm honest about this every day. I don't know why you're surprised about this.
Oh, man. One day I'm going to get you to go to another class.
On the flip side of that, I will sit here and like
play video games.
And I will talk her ear off about Assassin's Creed.
I don't know what he's talking about, but he's passionate about it. And so I'm here for it.
Just being a supportive partner. That's all you got to do, okay? In terms of balancing time, you don't really need to balance your time in doing that. No. Because, like, some hobbies, Shannon can vibe out with me while I play Assassin's Creed. Or, as much as I don't like it, sometimes I can join her at a CrossFit class.
You're actually really good at it, too.
Thank you. Because I run. I'm fat, but I run.
You're not fat.
I'm a little overweight.
No. You're tall.
You're short.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are actually done with the relationship advice.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next segment of the show, shall we? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Load of
BS.
A load of BS.
You go first.
You don't have anything, do you?
I really don't. I'm sorry. You know, for my job, I would say that some of the customer service stuff did get a little bit on my nerves this week. Just because I understand why he was heated, but he doesn't need to get heated with me. It's not my fault.
Amen. You tell him, sister.
But besides that, it's been a great week.
It actually has. It's been a really good week. We had this massive storm on Tuesday.
That was bullshit.
That was some BS. But, like, it inspired us to go and get, like, some sweets. And so...
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, we actually got, like, real sweet.
Processed sugar sweets.
Yeah.
The real deal, man.
And that is where our compromise had to come into play. Because it was the first time we had any sort of like real sugar in a long time.
We're compromising on our training plans.
Our training plans have been compromised.
The same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't really have a whole lot of load of BS this week either, other than the storm. it's looking like a bright and shiny future for spring here in sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Hopefully. We're
Hopefully.
done. I'm ready for the sun.
Yeah, I will say, as a nice little segue into the next segment of the show, the consumption corner.
Yeah.
One thing that is a load of BS, okay? The price of audiobooks is astronomical. Why is an audiobook $25 for...
The price increases too.
I know. I
Later
saw
on in the
that. I
series.
saw that. It makes me want to, like, I'm so much on the fence of, like, starting an Audible subscription because it's only $15 a month. But at the same time, it's like, okay, if I could listen to all the Harry Potter books in a single month, then it's totally worth it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, am I going to be able to listen to enough books every month to justify $15 a month? But on the same time, it's like, if I'm going...
Did you just break the chair?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm vibing.
Are you
okay? I'm great.
Okay. getting so
I'm getting
hot
heated.
and bothered
Yeah.
from this. Breaking the chair.
But at the same time, like, the price of an Audible subscription, if I get through the Harry Potter series in 2 months, it's like actually the price of one of the books on audio. So it's like, yeah. But like, I don't want to start another subscription for something if like I'm not going to be able to like listen to more books and get like the value out of it, like going forward, you know? Yeah. But anyway, going into consumption corner.
Consumption corner.
What I'm consuming and what we're talking about right now, I just finished Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, book 2 of the series on audio. And I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was... The subtle details in the book is so much better compared to the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucius Malfoy, way more, like, malicious.
He's an asshole.
He is an asshole. Absolutely. Yeah.
So was Draco.
Yeah, but I feel like in the books...
Father. Like...
My father will hear of this, Potter. I feel like, well, I might not be far enough into it yet, but in the books so far, he's just kind of been annoying, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen all the movies, and in the movies, he was only ever annoying at the very worst. Mm-hmm. Like, he's never actually been useful in any way. He's never been evil and useful. And so I don't know how the books are going to differ.
Yeah. Question is, you saw the movies first.
I did.
And now you're reading the books. Do you think that was a good idea?
I think yes. I think so. Mostly because having seen the movies, I have a good image of who the characters are. I didn't do that for Hunger Games. I read through all the Hunger Games before the movies came out. Mm-hmm. And so I had a completely different idea of how Katniss ought to look going into the movies. And I thought, okay, well, that's not, you know. And so I feel like going into the books after the movies is pretty good in having a good visualization of everything, especially with J.K. Rowling's writing. I've heard that she gets better over time, but like those first couple books, she's not the best at describing a scene or laying something out.
You went to college for that, though. So most people wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's another thing about it. I have a degree in English literature, so the best example is the first movie. There's Fluffy, this big giant 3-headed dog, right?
Yeah.
If you read the book, the way that Fluffy is described is a 3-headed dog.
Yeah.
Period. No, and that's it. That's it. Like you don't really know how big the dog is. It's possible that it's like
that tiny little dog.
yeah. It could be a 3-headed chihuahua. You have no idea. But like having seen the movie, it's good to have like that visualization of no. It's a giant massive beast. You know?
Yeah. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the fact that like the books give a little bit more context to the world that's going on. And Gilderoy Lockhart has his own like storyline, and if you're really following along and picking up the details that he like lays out in like some of his classes, it's really fun to see like, oh yeah, he mentions how those are bullshit and how like he's better than the wizards who actually did those events because he can smile better, you know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying the books.
I'm glad.
I'm getting through them a little bit slower than I should be. But,
well, I mean, you can only go so long before you need to listen to something different.
yeah, it's my attention span. But that's what I'm consuming. What are you consuming?
Mr. Beast.
Go on.
We've been watching a lot of his videos and find them absolutely fantastic and hilarious. And so right now we're just going down a Mr. Beast rabbit hole on his main channel right now. We haven't even gotten into the little side channels that he has, which I didn't realize he had until recently. So now I'm a subscriber, and
Maybe it'll pay off one day.
maybe, but needless to say, I enjoy his content.
That Mr. Beast is always really cool because it's like one of those things where I will like go down a little bit of a rabbit hole and binge videos and then completely go months without watching any of his stuff and then go down another rabbit hole, binge all of the more recent videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun doing stuff like that.
It's,
What's been your favorite video so far that we've seen?
oh gosh. I think heartwarming wise, it was the one where he paid for all of those people who were blind and paid for their surgeries. Entertainment wise, oh man, they went to Alaska or Antarctica?
The Antarctic.
Yeah. And like for 24 hours?
It was
Or
50 hours.
50 hours.
Yeah.
And they dug a hole, and just the amount of excitement that they had about just digging a hole was, I like don't understand it, but it was fantastic. I was all for that energy.
They have like the most chaotic energy.
They do.
And it's so fun.
It is. But then they had the Lego one, and then the firework one, and then they had like a jungle one. I don't know. He gives away a lot of money. It's nuts.
My favorite video is the one where he gave away that money to that one person.
Which video is that? I feel like that's all of them.
Yeah, it is. I think my favorite video, entertainment-wise, is any of the videos that is like requiring a goal to be completed, where there's a competition between people. So like the extreme hide and seek videos, the I paid a hitman to like come after me videos.
That
Like
one was fun.
I love those videos, especially because like as like his channel has grown bigger and bigger and bigger, like the set pieces he has is just become bigger and bigger and bigger than any other than TV. Like think of it like this. Like I can't think of any game shows that would have like something as crazy as that other than The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and The Amazing Race is so cool, and I love watching The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
But, like, even that, like, the budget for several episodes of that show will go into doing this little 15-minute video. And so instead of having, like, these long, drawn-out episodes where they're telling a story about these people, it's all, like, boiled down into 15 minutes of high octane, action packed, like fast paced nonsense.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. Yeah.
It is.
Very entertaining.
Super fun.
And we are both about to consume something else entirely. We're going to go and see a play.
We're going to go see 12th Night.
I haven't seen the other 11.
But we've been told to read a summary of what the play is about.
I have not
so
done that.
We'll do that tonight. Nor tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Because it's all in Shakespearean language.
You didn't tell me that.
Oops.
I'll tell you, you know what? You know what's a load of BS? How far of a drive are we going to do to get there, Shannon?
We got 2.5-hour drive.
Oh, you say it so offhandedly.
Because I'll be in the passenger seat.
Yeah, you will be in the passenger seat. Who has to be the one driving?
You, but I'll be feeding you in and out.
And that is what we call a compromise. Okay. This has been A Load of BS with your hosts, Shannon.
And Brian.
That's you.
Signing off.
We need to get better at, like, the sign-off.
We really do.
And the intros.
It's getting bad.
No, well...
Well, I mean, we don't have the intro memorized.
We'll figure it out. This is only our second time, though.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Do you have any relationship problems, questions, concerns? Post it in the comments below. We'll answer it. We answer every single comment ever. Last video, someone commented saying that I was already whipped, which
It's not true whatsoever.
I thought it was funny. It is funny. But anyway, yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let us know what you want us to talk about. I'm sure we have plenty of things that we could talk about.
Yes.
Sorry for the weird vibes this ep.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, we're a little out of it.
Signing off.
Subscribe.